Hello and welcome to this demonstration on DocuSign. Today we're going to use a SharePoint document library to load a document and demonstrate how we can then send that document off to signing. So to start with, we're going to look at a list that we have in SharePoint called entities. And this list is going to list all of the companies or entities that we might want to send our document off to get signed. And against each entity, we've got the signers that we require from that company. So we've got a name and email address, and potentially there's a second name and email address. So for rapidMATION, we're going to get 2 people to sign it. If it goes to the PlayPlay company, we're only requiring 1 person to sign it. So to get the document signed, we need to drop the document into a document library. And we have a document library here called Documents Ready to Sign. And we'll notice that there's actually an entity column against this document library, and there's also a signature status. So to go ahead and get a document signed, we're going to need to go in and drop in a document. So I'm going to just pull in a dummy contract and drop it into this library. First thing it's going to do is tell me I need to nominate the entity that this is associated with. So I'm going to come in here and just select it's the PlayPlay company, and I'll close that down. And now we know that this document needs to go out to the PlayPlay company for signature. Now to actually get the signature process started, I'm going to use a K2 workflow. So this is a K2 enabled SharePoint site. To start the K2 workflow, I'm going to come into the menu here, go to K2 workflows. It's going to load this page for me, and I can select the workflow. There's only one workflow associated with this library called document signing. So I'm going to click on start there, and that's going to kick off the workflow. So let's go back to our K2 workflows menu here, and what we're going to do is use the view flow menu, view flow report to see actually what's happening with this workflow. So I'm going to click on this little view flow icon, and we can see the workflow in progress here. So we're going to do some stuff with DocuSign to create an envelope, add a document, add a recipient, create some tabs in the document for people to sign, and then we're going to check whether there's a second recipient, and then we're going to send the envelope out. So back on the SharePoint library, we notice that we're going to send the document out to the PlayPlay company. And if we go to the entities on PlayPlay company, you'll see that it's going to Sheila Smith at playplaycompany.com. So I'm going to jump over to a different browser, and here we can see that Sheila's inbox has received an email, and it's asking her to review a document, and she can do that by clicking on the review document button in the email. It's going to open up DocuSign, and then we just need to agree to continue, and it's going to then ask her to sign the document. So these are the tabs that we put into the document from the workflow. So these are tags that are inside the document. I'll show that in a moment. But so effectively all Sheila needs to do is click the sign button. She can either accept the default signature or draw or upload a signature. I'm just going to click the adopt and sign one. Now, because Sheila has previously used DocuSign, it knows her name and her title, and now all I need to do is click the finish button. When I've clicked finish, that's going to update the status of that document, and it's going to, in DocuSign, it's going to say that it's signed. So if we can switch back to our workflow now, and what we're doing in the workflow is we're just waiting for that document to be signed, and once it's signed, we're then going to move on and save the signed document and send an email. So whilst that is happening, let's have a look at what the actual contract document that we sent out looks like. I'm going to open up Word. And what we're able to do in Word is add in some tags, and those tags are going to determine where the signatures and other DocuSign parts are going to be filled out. So you'll notice that if I go and change the color of this here, you'll see that there is a name and a signature block in here. So we'll just put them in white text so that they're hidden, but this is how DocuSign knows where to place those tabs or tags for people to enter their signature, name and title. Okay, so let's go back to our inbox and check what's happening as the signer of the document. So Sheila's now got an email from DocuSign saying that the document is completed, and then we should get an email back as the sender of the document telling us that it's complete. So let's jump over and have a look at that. Okay, so back in my inbox, I've now got an email saying that the document signing is complete, and there's actually a link I can click on that's going to go and open up the signed document. You can see that it's there in a PDF format now, and if we jump back to the SharePoint site and go to our signed documents folder, we can see that the signed document is in there with the entity name, and if we look at the status of the original document, we can see that it's signed. Okay, just a couple of things to note. We started this workflow via the menu inside of SharePoint in the document library. We could equally have created a K2 form and had the user load the document on the form and nominate the entity there, and then push the document back into SharePoint and do the same process. So there's a number of ways that we could have tackled this solution. Okay, that concludes the demo. Thank you.